Biden could say whatever he wants now, but fundamentally, Biden is the same guy who was railing on the Senate floor in the 90s about predators. He might have not said super predators, but he wrote the crime bill. He bragged about the crime bill. In 2016, when asked by CNBC, do you regret it? He said absolutely not. To this day, currently, he denies that the crime bill ushered in mass incarceration. I've interviewed a lot of people that would quite strongly disagree. Brothers and sisters of theirs are sitting in jail because of Joe Biden and Bill Clinton. So you have that man. One of the things you would hope out of a vice president for a president like Biden is somebody who might be able to show him a different view. Somebody who might, be able, maybe they're simpatico on most issues, but might push him further away from over policing, over criminalizing. Biden is saying all the right things that basically we need to tear down every bill that I put forward. I mean, he said we basically need to undo the bankruptcy bill that he did. He said we basically have to undo the crime bill, which he did. But you basically have somebody in Kamala Harris who basically agrees with all those things. I mean, we just saw it in that clip. So the K-Hive can come after me or you, and woke.
Oh, they're already all over me.
Yeah, the woke nation can come after me,
but fuck them.
But fundamentally, Walker, I hate to say it, but there will be another black man strangled by a cop in front of our eyes. We're going to see that happen again. There will be.
Jordan, of course we are. You know what else we're going to see? We're going to see runaway climate change because Joe Biden doesn't have an adequate climate plan. No matter how many task forces he forms, the man is still in the pocket of corporate interest. At least to the extent that the type of systemic action that we need is not going to be done. That said, it may still be it's obviously not inspiring. It's not something that people on the left fought for, and it's frankly not something that people on the left deserve because you represent more of the party than you are being represented by. You represent a larger share of the base than you do people who are elected. That is something that every leftist needs to hear. There are more people like you than Anyway, so it's up to you to get out there and stay active and keep pushing these people out. Kamala Harris, being the vice president, now opens up a Senate seat, and that's more impactful than having than the vice presidency. I mean, look, Harris and Biden are two people. The executive branch is powerful, but it's super important to fill the Congress and the Senate with lefties. And now there's an open Senate seat in California.
Walker, I got to stop you. I think you're putting the cart before the horse because I think there's political ramifications here. I'll show you this poll, Walker, from today. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's a Monmouth University poll. Polls clearly show Biden would most likely win if it were held today. But you got 3 debates, and a lot could happen in 3 months. My point is, putting aside whether there's different people who think different things. There's a lot of people in my audience who are going to vote for Biden. There's a lot of people who aren't. I don't tell people how to vote. I understand both. I understand people that are going to hold their nose and vote for him, and I understand people who say to hell with it. I can't keep doing this. Lesser of two evils. Whatever, I'm not doing it. But what I am saying is, I do think this has the potential of hurting Biden. I do think this has the potential of being a net zero or a net negative for Biden.
I want to push back on that just a little bit because we will probably have 200,000 people who have died from COVID by the time the election rolls around, and that is something that did not exist in 2016. Like this might hurt him in terms of people on the left. It definitely will dampen what little excitement there was for him among progressives, no doubt. But in terms of just in terms of winning the election, there's a lot of negative partisanship out there. People want to vote against Donald Trump, especially as the economy crumbles, as people die, as their loved ones die. I mean, the numbers on COVID are just staggering. So I think And to a certain degree, to a certain extent, people on the left, I think, feel good about this idea that that we can be the deciders, that we can be the ones who swing the election. I don't really think it's going to be lefties who swing the election. It's going to be working class voters in the Rust Belt. You know, the same people who always swing elections will swing this election. And I think that it's likely that Biden will win. It's possible that he won't. He's a terrible candidate, and he picked a terrible VP candidate. It's possible, but I think the more important point is just that anytime you have an election where the other side is somebody like Trump, somebody who is such a colossal failure, you're gambling. And you gamble when you do something like this that could drive down excitement for you. And why would you take that risk? I can't think of any good justification for it. It just seems like the establishment wants to ensure that it has a future. I don't know if it will. I think that the direction the country is going is quickly the water is quickly rising around that old establishment. But who knows? This move, yeah, that's where I'm at with this. At least that's what I'm telling myself, so that I don't scream futilely into the air.
Here's why. And again, this isn't because I want Trump to win. This is just my clear political analysis. Having been on the road for 2 campaigns now, and having known the numbers in 2016, contrary to popular mass propaganda, Hillary Clinton didn't lose because of Vladimir Putin. She also didn't lose because of James Comey. I've been saying this for 4 years because apparently nobody looks at data or exit polls. Hillary Clinton lost because in 2016, she got 5% less African Americans than Obama got in 2012. She got 5% less Latinos than Obama got in 2012. She got 6% less 18 to 29 than Obama got in 2012. Devil's advocate, one could say, well, of course she was going to get less black people than the first black president. But 5% drop is a significant drop. So we have those. That is why she lost. It wasn't Jill Stein. It wasn't Gary Johnson. It was depressed turnout among those 3 groups. So I look at Kamala Harris. You need someone, frankly, that could excite the base, because the actual nominee is not doing that. I mean, the polls have shown, I think Biden, like 26 to 30% of Biden supporters said they are strongly enthusiastic. We have learned. Yeah,
it's not. They're bleak. The numbers are bleak.
We have learned.
This could be a repeat of 2016.
We have learned.
I'm not ruling that out.
We have learned from 2016. We have learned from 2016. You can't vote. You can't win just running against someone. You have to inspire people to vote for something. To your point about, but it's different. We're going on 200,000 people dead, and this is the worst public health disaster. I can't remember anything worse. So it's going. It doesn't. You could run Biden as a corpse with Lucifer as his vice president, and that will win. Yes and no, because really, at the end of the day, the very people that are being screwed the most by this pandemic. I mean, obviously, the people being screwed the most are losing their lives and their families. So, the people that are living being screwed.
I understood what you meant.
Right. I'm just being clear. The very people that are being screwed the most are basically those 3 categories I just named. That is the reason Hillary Clinton lost. The young, black people, and Latinos. Both in health outcomes, black people and Latinos are being disproportionately harmed, and young people on economics. So I look at this and I say, all right, she's strong because she'll have a really strong debate against Pence. She is a good debater. I give you that. She's an okay public speaker. I don't find her that inspiring, but she won't kill him like on the stump. She could construct full sentences, so points for that. But Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, is she going to be the difference between that depressed turnout among younger black voters, younger Latinos, and younger white people? Obviously, a lot could change. I don't see it because the actual nominee is so weak. And I also think, he's a terrible person. He's a terrible president. Donald Trump is a brilliant politician. He's a snake oil salesman through and through. And I wouldn't put it past him to start, in desperation, doing some out-lefting Biden. I know it hasn't come yet, but I would not put it past him to throw out some strong crumbs, whether it's direct UBI, some form of Medicare. So I think right now, by picking Kamala Harris, you are pissing off the Black Lives Matter movement, who are I've covered these protests. They do not like Kamala Harris. You're pissing off.
I don't actually know if I've ever met somebody in real life who likes Kamala Harris.
I
as
have,
a
and
politician.
it's quite the conversation.
It's like I think all of those things that you just said are true. I don't really see Kamala Harris as a strength in the Rust Belt. I don't think that she is going to turn voters out there. But what I will say is that she might not, it up as she might just be sort of a neutral pick for a lot of those voters, not necessarily an opposition pick. I don't know. Look, whatever happens. This I thought that this election cycle we would see Democrats sort of realize, okay, yeah, that centrist thing didn't really work out, and that we're stuck with Biden. So, what do I know? But in terms of Harris, I just think that we as a country should reward politicians who are ideologically good on the right track ideologically, and who have records that back it up, and who stand out on issues when it's not popular, when it's not easy, who do the right thing and get flack for it. And that's never been Kamala Harris. That was Bernie Sanders, but as we saw, that loses.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com, where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.